Hey everyone, it's me, the HerdMan, back at it again. And this is G's for Thursday, May 6th, 2021. What's going on? How are you doing today? Well, 2 years ago, we'd already be in the thick of the blockbuster movie season. Nowadays, things just aren't the same. Hopefully you've been able to get to theaters like I was able to last month. And hopefully with the number of new movies being released this month, we may be on our way back to a normal working life again. So, for today, let's take a look at some of the new movies coming out this month, shall we? So these movies are all coming courtesy of our friends over at MovieInsider.com. Please be sure to go visit them after the podcast to get all your Movie Insider news here. Starting with this week coming out, we got Wrath of Man. A mysterious and wild-eyed new cash truck driver surprises his co-workers during a heist in which he unexpectedly unleashes precision skills. The crew is left wondering who he is and where he came from. Soon, the marksman's ultimate motive becomes clear as he takes dramatic and irrevocable steps to settle a score. Now, this one stars Jason Statham. It is a Guy Ritchie film, so you know that there's going to be a little bit of English humor in there, some action, and of course, Jason Statham, my thought is that he's probably just going to be this uber skilled karate guy that's going to come out of nowhere, and they said he's got a score to settle, so looks like that at the beginning of the movie he's probably going to get double crossed by a friend or something like that. So we'll see how Wrath of Man turns out. The other movie coming out this week that brought my attention was called The Waterman. The description goes as follows. Gunnar sets out on a quest to save his ill mother by searching for a mythic figure who possesses a secret to immortality, the Waterman. After enlisting the help of a mysterious local girl named Jo, they journey together into the remote wild horse forest, but the deeper they venture, the stranger and more dangerous the forest becomes. Their only hope for rescue is Gunnar's father, who will stop at nothing to find them, and in the process, they will discover who his son really is. Now, this could be an interesting one, but it didn't really make much sense here. So this kid's mom is sick, so he goes to find some make-believe guy who has the secret to make people immortal. I'm not sure what that's going to do for his ill mother. In fact, it could make her life more of a living hell. If she becomes immortal, I've thought about this many times. As cool as it would be to be immortal, you'd have to watch everyone that you love die, everyone that you become friends with die, because they're not immortal. You are. So I don't know if I'd be really one that would want to go into immortality, but I guess if you don't have a heart and you don't care, then fine. Who knows what's going to happen in this horse forest? I assume that there's lots of wild horses, and who knows if I think this Waterman won't even end up existing, and the father will find out that his son was a Waterman all along. I don't know. So that one's rated PG, coming out this week as well. Now next week, May 14th, looks to be the release of one of the first potential blockbusters for the early summer, called Spiral from the Book of Saw. Now this was an interesting choice by Chris Rock here. Chris Rock wanted to reboot the Saw franchise, which seemed to putter out a couple of years ago. So he decided to purchase the rights to it, and he's doing his own kind of reboot take on it. So hence goes the synopsis here. A criminal mastermind unleashes a twisted form of justice in The Spiral, the new terrifying chapter from the Book of Saw. Working in the shadow of his father, an esteemed police veteran played by Samuel L. Jackson, brash detective Ezekiel, also known as Zeke Banks, who is played by Chris Rock, and his rookie partner take charge on a grisly investigation into murders that are eerily reminiscent of the city's gruesome past. Unwittingly entrapped in a deepening mystery, Zeke finds himself at the center of the killer's morbid game. Well, the one thing that really brought my attention was the fact that Samuel L. Jackson is playing Chris Rock's father. I had to go on to IMDb to take a look at this. Samuel L. Jackson, first of all, the dude's 72. God bless him, dude. He looks phenomenal. Chris Rock is 56. So if this esteemed police veteran, this guy was 16 years old when he had his son, and yet he went on to become this esteemed police veteran. And don't get me wrong, I'm all about the teen mom stuff. Well, actually, I'm not all about the teen mom stuff per se, but the idea of Samuel L. Jackson playing Chris Rock's father is that's going to be a little far-fetched. I think Chris Rock is giving himself a little more credit in regards to his youth. He's definitely not as useful as the youth to be. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if this is going to go anywhere. I mean, I think Saw really kind of fizzled out. So, again, God bless them for trying to come up with a reboot of this franchise, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Coming out May 21st, though, is one that I'm excited about. This one's coming out actually on Netflix. It's called Army of the Dead. The Army of the Dead takes place following a zombie outbreak that has left Las Vegas in ruins and walled off from the rest of the world. When Scott Ward, played by Dave Bautista, a former zombie war hero who's now flipping burgers on the outskirts of the town he now calls home, is approached by casino boss Bly Tanaka, it's with the ultimate proposition. Break into the zombie-infested quarantine zone to retrieve $200 million sitting in a vault beneath the strip before the city is nuked by the government in 32 hours. With little left to lose, Ward takes on the challenge, assembling a ragtag team of experts for the heist. Now, this happens to be a Zack Snyder film, and anyone who saw Dawn of the Dead knows that this man knows his shit when it comes to zombies. Overall, I'm just kind of excited for it. It looks kind of fun. I think it's going to be a good thing to turn on that weekend when there's nothing else really to watch. So go ahead, go see Army of the Dead. I'd recommend it, especially if it's on Netflix. You're not paying for it, so get out and go see it. Now, that following weekend, you got two bigger ones coming out, and I really think that's going to be the start of the summer blockbuster season here. First one is a movie that was postponed an entire year, and that is A Quiet Place Part 2. Following the deadly events at home, the Abbott family must now face the terrors outside world as they continue to fight for survival in silence. Forced to venture into the unknown, they quickly realize that the creatures that hunt by sound are not the only threats that lurk beyond the sand path. So, this one seems to be picking up right where A Quiet Place 1 finished off here, where they're basically leaving from their farm home now that the monsters have come and basically kind of wrecked everything there. And it's kind of goes in a long line of like similar themes like The Walking Dead, where you got the whole monster threat out there, but then you also have the people threat as well. So this is going to be another one of those where the good people run into bad people, then you're going to have some other good people help the good people, so on and so forth. I think they said they was going to turn into a trilogy possibly, but I guess they're going to have to see what it is. I was kind of disappointed this did not come out in April last year, so I am going to be one to go see this. I did enjoy the first one, so hopefully the second one, and it's also written and directed by John Krasinski, I think this one could be good just as well. So we'll just have to see. That'll be a Memorial Day movie. And rounding out Memorial Day is a Disney Plus and theater release of the new movie called Cruella. Now, this one is a take on the origin story of the 101 Dalmatians villain Cruella de Vil. And it goes like this. Set in 1970s London amidst the punk rock revolution, follows a young grifter named Estella, a clever and creative girl determined to make a name for herself with her designs. She befriends a pair of young thieves who appreciate her appetite for mischief, and together they're able to build a life for themselves on the London streets. One day, Estella's flair for fashion catches the eye of the Baroness von Hellman, a fashion legend who is devastatingly chic and terrifyingly hot, played by two-time Oscar winner Emma Thompson. But their relationship sets in motion a course of events and revelations that will cause Estella to embrace her wicked side and become the raucous, fashionable, and revenge-bent Cruella. Well, this could be along the lines of Maleficent, where you take a villain, or a villainess in this case, and you bring a human side to her, and you have compassion for her, and you start to have empathy for her. Hopefully it's not going to be really the case with Cruella. I really do like Emma Stone. I mean, I think she's a fantastic actress, and she's really funny as well. I think she'll do a good job with this from the trailers I saw. I think she's going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm going to be interested to see what happens. I'm not going to pay Disney Plus $30 out of my pocket to go see it. I did talk to the wife, and she said she's interested in seeing this, so this might be a good date night movie for me and her to go see. So I think that's going to be one you're going to want to see in the theater. It's probably going to be better. I just don't like the fact that Disney Plus is making you purchase these other videos like they did for Mulan and now for Cruella. And then they're going to do the same thing with Black Widow. I don't like that. For Black Widow, again, I really recommend that you go get a bunch of people in the summer, you get a projector, and you throw it on your $30 and you have a party and you watch it. That's what I would suggest. However, with Cruella, don't waste your money just to go see it in your living room. Get the theater experience. Use the money to go enjoy yourself one night. You deserve it. So that's pretty much what's coming up in May. It's not a whole lot, but it's something. It's a lot more than we had last year, so be happy with that. Things are starting to come back to normal. Movie theaters are coming back, thank God. That was the biggest worry I had out of all of this. I know strange as it sounds, but we need to get back to the theaters. We got to support them. We got to get back into the movie theater experience. It's been long overdue. This pandemic has kicked our ass long enough. It's time we take it back. So that's going to do it for today's episode. You can catch me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Twitch, and also look me up on TikTok and Twitter as well. Just search HerdMan22. Be sure to tell your friends about the podcast, and remember to give us a like. If you have any questions or comments, you can send them to me, TheRealHerdMan at TheRealHerdMan@gmail.com. Have a great day, friends, and we will see you on Friday. I'm out of here.